Hello everybody! So this is the first time that you will see me recording with my face included. No? So you hear my voice on the slideshows that I have given you. So this time, it will be me and the slides. Okay? So bawi-bawi si Madam Hana. Effort kung effort, no? Okay, so this is the new normal. And huwag niyo na tanong kung ano yung suot ko sa baba kasi new normal na eh. No? Okay. So our lesson for today will be teachers and students in the digital age. This is included in the section of integration of technology in instruction, which the learning outcomes is to establish the significance of technology in the 21st century instruction. So let me first ask you a question. What are the entities of education? No? From several centuries back until the present time, what are the entities of education? Do you have any idea? Okay, the entities of education are the teacher, the student, and the instruction. So however, strategies, styles, and educational tools and technologies improve in the many generations for better delivery of the lessons and learning of content. So this particular chapter, you will realize the transformation of teaching and learning from the past year to the present century. To begin with, let us first differentiate the roles of the teachers and the student of the yesteryears and the 21st century. Okay? So let me first read this script to you. Every journey has its start and end. On how the journey has started and ended may have significant implication in one's achievement. But the most important event in every journey is the liminal space between the start and end. What is that liminal space between start and end? It is how one has journeyed. What happened between that start and end. Okay. Teaching and learning is a journey in education that we treasure most. It is not only the matter or the what to teach that is important, but the manner of delivery or the how to teach. That plays a very important role in today's teaching and learning environment. Also, it is not only the matter or the what was learned that is significant, but the quality of or the authenticity of learning where students become life ready. Remember that the 21st century learning is student-centered. We as the teachers must be able to give them lessons, skills that they will be able to use outside of the school. On the next slides, you will see the list of the differences between the teachers of yesteryears and the teachers of the 21st century. So, in the early years, teachers were regarded as instruments for information dissemination and communicators of knowledge in which the student obediently receive and believe. Teachers were always in authority over the students. This was during the period in which teacher-centered approach was observed in the education system. So this approach seems to weaken the aim of acquiring quality learning for this makes the student passive learners. Passive means non-resistant. So, what we tell them, they will believe it, and that will be the only correct answer. Okay? So, the authors of some journals would claim that student-centered approach is proven worldwide to be an effective method for the students to have quality learning. Besides students working collaboratively with their peers, they are being developed to be creative and critical thinkers. That is the difference between the student-centered approach and the teacher-centered approach. One of the biggest challenges of teachers in the 21st century is not only to utilize technologies to support teaching and learning, but to use technology to extend quality and authentic learning opportunities. To prepare students for the demands of the tomorrow's world, the roles of teachers must be redefined, and teachers themselves must first possess the 21st century skills and have the power to influence their students to learn the knowledge and skills of the 21st century. Can you imagine the relationship of digital immigrant teachers when faced with native digital students? It might appear that students would be less participative and the class might be boring if the teachers would remain traditional in their ways of teaching and in the materials they are using. So therefore, as teachers, no, or as future teachers, you are future teachers. It is highly encouraged to make yourselves involved with the use of technologies and keep yourselves updated with technologies. On the next slides, you will see the difference between the student of yesteryears and the student of the 21st century. So, inasmuch as the roles of teachers change to meet the needs of the student in today's education, the student roles likewise needs to change to become more competent, knowledgeable in theories and in practice, and competitive in the call of the community and the world. So I guess you're finished differentiating the student of yesteryears and the student of the 21st century. So, with the existence of technology, there is much that is expected from the students. They have to get away with being passive learners. They have to, first, learn to generate their own ideas and construct their own understanding of the lesson. Be critical thinkers. Memorizing is not enough. You need to understand what is written on your books. You need to understand what is happening in the world and how it will affect us. Number 2, create works that are original. Although we have Google to search for us, the meaning of this or the theory of this, your work must be original. How are your work going to be original? When researching, you need to read. You need to understand what you are researching. And then you write how you understood that particular subject. Number three. Okay, communicate clearly with other students and with their teachers, because student-centered approach is a collaborative learning. You will learn from others as well. Number 4, collaborate with one another to achieve higher standard of learning. Yes, I said that. And number 5, innovate learning and their outputs. Okay. When we say innovate, you look for something fresh or new. Okay? On the next slide, you will see the list of the differences between the instructions in the early generations versus the instructions in the 21st century. So in the previous slides, we have learned that in the early generations, teachers make use of lecture and traditional class discussion in teaching lessons. This appears to be teachers are in control of information dissemination. That is, everything is being fed to the students, spoon feeding. Teachers instruct students and give step-by-step procedure on how to do such tasks. Students, on the other hand, would simply follow the instructions given to them without having the freedom to discover learning on their own. The students' hands are tied with what the teachers has to say in the class. Lecture is good, actually. It is an effective mode of instruction, but may not be as effective as other means of instructions, which would make teaching and learning more interesting, engaging, and would absolutely give student quality education and authentic learning. Memorizing is not an authentic learning, because when the examination is finished, since you do not understand what you memorize, you will forget it. Diba? Okay. So, below are some of the useful and effective teaching methods and strategies. Lalagay ko siya. So, what are the 21st century skills? Making education of quality does not focus alone on the cognitive aspect of learning. Incorporating the non-academic skills is likewise vital in the teaching-learning process. These skills are described as the transversal skills, which encompass the 21st century skills, soft skills, generic skills, and non-cognitive skills, values and attitudes, including collaboration, self-discipline, resourcefulness, and respect for the environment. In today's world, companies and industries are looking for employees who are not just cognitive achievers, but more so, who are skillfully competent in making the economy stronger and better. So this would be achieved if schools and teachers will improve their education and teaching the 21st century skills. So on the next slide, I will list the 21st century skills given by the Partnership for the 21st Century Skills organizations, which are relevant to the students' professional growth to be effective professional citizens and leaders of the future.